Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Today I'll be showing you my add-on list. So I've been getting a lot of questions, especially with the past videos I've did um, about synergy tracking mostly. So let's get this out of the way. Um, I'll just show you all the add-ons I have. So uh, there's no more questions anymore. This video will only cover the combat related ones, okay? I don't have many visual add-ons anyway, but still. Anyway, so the first one is Aim's Synergy Tracker. I stopped using Aura Mastery because this add-on is really small and made for this purpose. So how it works is it looks like this. I only track these 5 synergies right now, but you can track a lot more if you want. The settings are looking like this. You can track the blood altar, like these 4 also, if you want to. Yeah, that's basically how it goes. Just click on, and you will track them. And you can do the visual stuff here. So the next add-on is Asylum Sanctorium status panel. This one, and there's one more add-on that is quite new actually. It's called Asylum Tracker, which I highly recommend using it. Maybe not as useful as it would be on a DDR healer, but it's still a decent add-on. I highly recommend trying it out. But one of the most important things is having this add-on. Okay, the Asylum Tracker will work as well. Use both, I don't care, just have at least one of them. Well, it's a very trial add-on basically. Anyway, the next one is Champion Point Respect. Let me just show you real quick. Currently I'm on my physical mitigation setup, my CP. You bind the key for this. Mine is on numlock 7, whatever. And I have 2 different CP here. So I'm gonna swap to my magic mitigation CP, and I click load. That's it. One click, and I might have my CPs different now. That's literally it. You just need to set it up one time, and that's it. One click, it will still cost 3k gold. Keep that in mind. Okay, next add-on, Couch Combat Alerts. It's basically a noob filter. It shows you fuck ton of stuff. It shows you pretty much everything the other add-ons don't have, as you can dodge, you need to avoid, things like that. Okay, like for example on last boss scale color, it shows you where the poison is gonna come from. Well, not gonna come from, but where it is coming from, basically. So things like that. It's there are a lot of dungeon things, not only trial but dungeon stuff as well. So definitely a good add-on to have. Helps a lot. Combat metrics. Everyone knows what combat metrics does. So I'm just gonna skip to one thing only. When you finish the trial, you want to check your buff up times, the group DPS, the parses, everything. There's one setting you need to have. One, keep boss fights. That's it. Because sometimes there are so many trash fights, and sometimes you just wipe whatever. And at the end, when you finish the trial, you want to see the reports for boss fights. Without this option, you probably won't be able to, because when you have a new fight, when you reach the limit of fight history you can have at one time, you will lose the first one. Okay, and it will go on and on like that. If this option is on, it will save the boss fights and delete the trash fights. Okay, that's why keep this option on. Next add-on, dressing room. I don't think explanation is needed right now. You just set your setup, set your skills on everything. You just click and done. For example, I'm just gonna go to my let's see, this or last boss setup. See, you can hear the changes happening. Look, I have Lord Warden, Aban, Alkosh, and my skills, as you see. Now I'm gonna go to my normal setup. There you go. Turokun. Oh, this is actual dragon. Fuck this one. Ah, there you go. Okay. That's it. Things like that. Very useful. Definitely recommended in any trial that you want to change your gear or change your skills. Definitely use it. Let's see. The next add-on, Halls of Fabrication Status Panel. I use this add-on for one thing, only one thing. It shows me on the fourth boss the taunt timer. You know, when you have to swap the bosses, and when the hands are happening, hands or fingers, whatever you call them, because you know when you need to bring to middle. So really useful add-on. I don't look at it much during the trial, like it's somewhere in the side, but it's still very useful. Definitely have this for Halls of Fabrication. Oh yeah, no thank you. There's I think 2 more add-ons for this. I think one of them is called Bug Eater. I don't know the name of the other one. I just have this one. Just get one of them that removes the error messages on your screen. Okay? That's really important. That's all you need to do. Right, raid buffs. Now, raid buffs is the reason why I'm recording the video here. So what it does is, when you look at under the aims synergy tracker, look under it, okay? You see, it has the boss's name and it has the Alkosh thing. Oh, put budding seeds, man. Come on. I want to show the people. Budding seeds. Are you kidding me? Don't pop it immediately. There you go. See? Alkosh. That's how I track my Alkosh. Okay? Let's help these guys out. Right. This is gonna take long, but okay, I can explain while tanking this. So as you see, that's how it works basically. And you also saw the aim synergy tracker working. The harvest synergy went to cooldown. So let's look at the other thing. Let me show you the Warhorn tracker. That one is always like, this is one of my favorites add-ons. Right. When I use my Warhorn, I basically use it to track Warhorns in the group, yeah? But the good thing about this add-on is you can see it here. Did this guy just taunt the boss from me? Okay, whatever. The good thing is this add-on will show you the Warhorn timer even if you do not get it. That's the good thing. That's all you need to do. That's the only reason why you want to have this add-on. So in a lot of fights, when someone use Warhorn, as a main tank especially, or off tank, whatever, when you are out of the group, you won't get the Warhorn. So like especially in Asylum, like there are a lot of fights where you won't get it. So you get my point. That's why I have this add-on. Okay, it's the best for tracking the Warhorns. So what we do is I have rate notifier. I don't need to explain this, I think. Ultimate exchange beta thing. As you see, my Warhorn was up there, and what I do is I can see other people's ultimates thanks to rate notifier, and I put it right under it so I can call out the Warhorns. Like healer 1 use Warhorn, tank 2 use Warhorn. I see the timer even if I do not have the Warhorn on myself. Okay, that's how I call out Warhorns. Like these two add-ons combined make a big change. Anyway, let's move to the new add-on. Alright, let me explain the rate buffs a bit more, because it does a lot more than just tracking Alkosh. So you have some presets here. What I recommend you to do is go to custom and select a number here. Select the number of the debuffs or buffs you want to track. Okay, so I only care about line breaker, and the other stuff is not that important. Well, for me at least. If you want to track, for example, off balance or off balance immunity, you select this to 2 and select off balance, and when you make this to, another option will appear here, and you can select off balance immunity there. So you will track both of them, like you see here under the aim synergy tracker. Instead of Alkosh, you will see off balance and you will see off balance immunity. Okay, it doesn't matter if you are looking at the bosses or not, you will see the debuffs, you will see the health of the bosses. That's another good thing great buffs do for you. You don't need to install a huge add-on that changes everything about your game, that will fuck your FPS. So this add-on does it. Track boss HP. Okay, and you can track multiple bosses at the same time. The only disadvantage, let's say, it's not a bad thing necessarily, it doesn't track the debuffs on trash fights. It only tracks bosses, nothing else, only bosses. So if you want to track debuffs on trash, well, you'll have to use another add-on. So yeah, that's raid buffs. I will move to Strandar. I'll do it the last one. Let me show you how to set the Warhorn tracker up. It has one option literally. Turn this off, move this to wherever you want, turn it on again, that's it. Okay, I think I moved it a bit out of the normal position, yeah, like this. Alright. Okay, tank. What it does is basically putting a countdown on your crosshair when you taunt something. Now, why do I use this add-on over untaunted or whatever? I highly recommend using untaunted. I just couldn't get used to it, but I highly recommend that there are many uses for it. Definitely something you want to have. But this add-on shows the timer on your crosshair. Like, it's literally in front of your face. You don't need to look away somewhere. It's right in the middle of your screen. It doesn't require any extra attention, if that makes sense. Let's put this guy. So that's what I mean. Definitely have this, okay? You can use untaunted, but yeah. The good thing is, with this add-on, I'm not sure if other add-ons have this, but I'll explain anyway. It takes everything into account. If you don't have taunt on an enemy, it will show 0 with a red number. If the enemy have taunt immunity and you still have the aggro, it will show you, like, when you apply taunt again, it won't reset the duration. Okay, it's basically telling you this enemy has a taunt immunity, be careful. So another thing is, when the when the other tank has the taunt and the boss is taunt immune, when you taunt, it won't start a countdown because you don't actually have the taunt. It tracks the actual taunt, uh, not the skill duration itself. Okay, that's why it's good. I recommend having untaunted and tank together. If you can get used to untaunted only, go for it. It's only preference. Anyway, let's move to the next add-on, which is Surrender, and our last add-on. So it can be quite difficult to use for someone new. Um, if you just install this, you're gonna be overwhelmed by a lot of shit. Like, this is one of the heavy add-ons, and it may or may not give you a performance drop. Well, if you have a potato PC, you will have performance issues anyway. But anyway, that's not the point. So the first thing you do when you have Surrender is, when you first install it, there's gonna be shit ton of stuff, everything on your screen, like the shit you don't wanna see, like your Mundus, your fucking vampire stage. I think it even shows you block when you block. So let's, in order to get rid of that, like all of them, go to General, Aura Control Display Groups, make everything do not display except enchant procs, because this is what is important for tanking. You don't have to track much. I am tracking some things, but not a lot of things. I'm just only tracking 3, I think. Yeah, 3. So the first one is, well, let me show you like this. When you click unlock, you will see different numbers with some different shit around them. So what I did, you can move them like this, as you see. I moved 3 of them here, and what I do is I put my enchant procs on group 1. So this will show me my crusher. You've seen it while I was explaining tank add-on. Now what I do with the third group is tracking my minor vitality, basically looking like this. Okay, I'm not sure if you can track like green dragon blood. I didn't test it, like whatever. I just track minor vitality, not much of a problem. Anyway, you just type like minor vitality, press enter, and that's it. I already have it, so it doesn't do anything. So yeah, that's it. Now you track minor vitality. And one more thing I track is line breaker, but it's under prominent debuff assignment. Now, why is it here while I already have raid buffs? Like, I don't know if you noticed, raid buffs is really small. Like, the text is really small, and I'm playing with the smallest scale. And just to increase the raid buffs frame, I don't want to make everything bigger. So I also track Alkosh proc with Surrender. Now what I do is, if I'm the only Alkosh user, I look at my Surrender, because I don't need to look at raid buffs to check if there's already Alkosh on the boss or not. What I do is, I look at my Surrender because it's more visual. Like, you don't have to look at the number. You can just quickly glance at it, and you will understand how much time you have left on it. So that's why I use it, basically. And it is under debuffs. That's another important thing. Your buffs are here. Enchant procs is something else. And you have prominent debuff. That's where we have Alkosh, because Alkosh proc is a debuff. Okay. So yeah, you can change the visuals of it under aura display, and that's it. Just play around with it. Okay. So yeah, I will not put a link to description to all of them. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. What I will do is put a link to esoui.com. I highly suggest checking that website like every day at least, because there are some add-ons that are really good and they may slip away. Okay, there are some add-ons that are really helpful and like helpful for certain things, and people don't even know about them. If you keep up with ESOUI, you will know a lot of stuff about add-ons. You can make suggestions, and they listen, man. Add-on creators are like really awesome dudes. They listen. They explain if there's something wrong. They keep their add-ons up to date. Like seriously, they're awesome people. Like keep in touch with them. Ask them stuff if you need help with any add-ons. If your add-on is broken for some reason, just put a comment under the add-on and people will help you. Not necessarily add-on author, but other people as well. It's a really nice community, so keep up to date with ESOUI. That's the last important thing I have to say before I finish the video. So yeah, if you want to reach me, if you have any questions or anything, put a comment under this video, or anything you want to do. So we got a conduit. I'll actually show you how the thing works. Put conduit pro. See? Aims tracker is working. Rate buffs is working. Perfect. So yeah, I'll put my Discord ID as well. So if you want to reach me, you know where to go. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Take care.